All right, so I have a fact here that I want to share with you guys that I just read this morning, and I think the importance of this fact is monumental. And again, I haven't really heard much talk about it. I read this in an article. It was a Nate Silver article, and he just kind of casually threw it out there, but it really gave me pause, and I was like, oh wait, this is a big deal. So get this, guys. In 2016, coming into election day, 12.5% of the voters were either undecided or gonna vote for a third party candidate. 12.5%, that's a huge number. What is it in 2020? Only 4.8% say they're either undecided or they're gonna vote for a third party candidate. So what that means is those voters have overwhelmingly already made up their mind, and the numbers show they broke for Biden because Biden has an 8 or 9 point lead in terms of, the national popular vote. That really doesn't bode well for Trump. It really doesn't bode well for Trump. And the other issue he has is Hillary was deeply unpopular. Her favorability rating was underwater, and Biden's is not. Biden actually has an above water popularity rating, and Trump's the one that has an underwater popularity rating. In fact, I have the number here. Trump's favorability is underwater 13 points. Biden is 7 above water. Trump's in trouble. And listen, this gets to a story that broke the other day that I haven't been able to comment on yet, which is there were reports that he's planning on, if it looks like he's up at any point on election night, he kind of wants to declare early victory. And be like, no, okay, we're good. And then the Republicans are already, prepping lawsuits or doing lawsuits to try to stop the count of a lot of the mail-in ballots. And they'll be incredibly weaselly and try to find loopholes, and they'll be like, hey, you didn't put the ballot in the envelope, and then within the envelope you got to do that, or you didn't put your middle initial when you should have put. It's incredibly intimidating, and they're really looking for ways to weasel out of counting the mail-in ballots because they know the mail-in ballots skew heavily Democratic, and they know the on the day, election day numbers skew heavily Republican. So keep that thought in mind as the results roll in tonight. Again, there might be a little bit of a head fake early on. It might take a while before we know the results. But really, one of the most important things to look for is if Biden wins Florida, it's over. That's basically the best way to know whether or not we can really call it today, is if Biden wins Florida. Because if Biden wins Florida, Trump simply doesn't have a path. There's no other way for him to get to 270. So he needs Florida. And Florida, we actually will know the results relatively quickly because they count the mail-in ballots as they come in. And so then when the polls close, they just need to count the election, the numbers from the day. So anyway, looking forward to it. Again, join me and Tim Dillon along with Joe Rogan tonight at 7 Eastern. I'm nervous, not for the podcast, but I'm nervous for the country and for the election. But anyway, I'll see you guys soon.